Hey, what up, everyone? I'm Sinnycool, and this is EverQuest Project 1999. And today we are on the green server. On the level 15 wizard. Got his robe on now, got his cup, sipping on his cup. Got his book, acting like he's reading. And his hair all nice and everything. Did just get another robe, though, I might use soon. I got the FBR out of Najina. If you watched the last video, I was in Najina, obviously. Um, so yeah, that was the last video. We did the necromancer finishing up Najina. But in this one, we're gonna go back to the Warrens, and this will be part 3-ish, kinda. Um, right now we're in Toxilia near the Druid Rings. This is where I'm bound. Put it in 2 times until we get there. Should get brighter. We'll eventually put it 1 times. All that good stuff like usual. Just bear with me here. I like to show everything pretty much. No, I probably shouldn't. But yeah, in this one, we're going to go back to the Warrens. We're going to go to what I think is a camp. We are level 15, so probably pretty good for that level. Probably a duo. I don't know if you could solo this camp. It's pretty active and crazy, so you'd probably need at least a duo. But I don't know. I wonder if Trey could handle it by himself in where we end up setting up shop. Wonder if he could handle that by himself. It'd probably be pretty tough because some of the pools, there's like multiple pools, and then you got stuff just running into you, adding. So I don't know if he could or couldn't, but as a duo, pretty good. Got Steinamaga, got Ixarhide Manual, got that range slot item there, the Idol of the Underking. I'm trying to decide which. So I still kind of like using my staff at the moment, just for a little bit of damage. Eventually, I'm hoping to only cast spells on this wizard, obviously, but I feel like until a certain level, you gotta whack stuff a little bit. So I had to decide between those 3 things. I forget which thing I take off. I think the Idol, maybe. I use the book and the Stein and the staff, but we'll see. So right now we're kind of waiting for Trey, our duo. We might have to trade a couple things back and forth, and then we'll be on our way to the Warrens. We're gonna go do the trainer and the jailer is what we do, and the pit fighters, kind of. So we come at it backwards. So in part 1 of the Warrens, we just went there for the first time. We was looking around. We went towards the diseased room and found out that it's a little bit too high of a level. Like once you get close to the diseased room, the kobolds kind of overran us and we had to gate out of there, which some of y'all said in the comments was exciting, which I appreciate. Thank you so much. I thought it was too. I have a lot of fun playing this. So in part 2, we headed a different way and we kind of went towards the kitchen, which we found out was a little bit too low. So the diseased room was a little too high. The kitchen was just a little bit too low. A lot of greens around it. Like inside the kitchen itself, you have a couple of mobs that are blue or even. So it might be okay if you like just literally sit in the kitchen and only kill the names in there. What were the names? Food Master and the Smithy. So if I think that could be a camp. I might try it solo on my wizard eventually, but I haven't had much time to solo on the wizard. Definitely want to do that at some point, which leads to kind of a little argument between me and my duo here because of something I said in the last couple of videos. Yeah, quote unquote argument. We were just messing around with each other, but you see for yourself. You see for yourself. Were we arguing? Were we? What do you think? Are this duo in trouble? No, I'm just playing. It's not. But we do have a little back and forth about the last video where I was talking about potentially soloing on the wizard. But in saying that, what I meant was we duo on something else. We're still gonna duo once a week for the rest of the time until I quit playing this game or until he quits playing this game. I'm never gonna stop as far as I'm concerned. I want to duo once a week at least for as long as I'm playing this game or anything like it for real. But what I meant was maybe you guys want to see you guys are causing trouble with the duo. Now I'm just playing. do you want to see some more solo wizard? And then we can maybe get on the Shadow Knight and the cleric or something, or the enchanter and the mage or something like that instead. Not always, just like some of the time. So like 1 week I can solo on the wizard, the next week we do on the wizard. So we like go back and forth. 1 weekend we're on the cleric and the shadow knight, the next weekend we're on the necro and the wizard. The next weekend we're on the enchanter and the magician, the next weekend we're on the wizard and the necro. The next weekend we're on the shadow knight and the cleric. The next weekend we're on the wizard and the necro, like something like that. Not totally solo on the wizard, but just to do it occasionally, just to because it might be interesting. I feel like maybe some of y'all out there are thinking maybe, okay, he's grouped up with a necromancer, so obviously it's kind of like not as hard on the wizard because I have a necromancer as a big soft landing whenever I need it. Like he's kind of soloing and I'm just there blasting, making his soloing faster. Kind of that's how we've had that before with it was like Shadow Knight Mage, which ended up we did that a few times, and I felt like it ended up not being a very good combo because it felt like I was slowing his soloing down, which probably wasn't the case, but it just was the way that it felt. And with the wizard, though, I don't feel like I'm slowing his soloing down. I feel like I'm speeding it up a little bit. So it's not exactly the same as that. But eventually I'm like, okay, I'm going to put my enchanter with your mage. Had to tweak it. Okay, now I can give you clarity. Now I can, I feel like I'm helping instead of hindering, which I don't think I'm ever hindering being a duo. But with the Shadow Knight mage, I play a whole different way. And he plays like on his mage, he plays a certain way, and on my Shadow Knight, I play a certain way, and it doesn't go together super well unless we're doing something very specific, which he has to change his play style. He would have to use an air pet backstab while I'm fear kiting. We have to go to specific camps. If we just go to a camp that he's been doing, and I'm on my Shadow Knight, like he's gonna do it the way he's been doing it, which is very pet heavy, and then I get in there, and all of a sudden I'm taking all the hits, and there's no way for us to heal, and then like I have a lot of downtime where he wouldn't have a lot of downtime, right? So if he was just soloing, it'd probably maybe not be faster, but it'd be more efficient. I don't know. It was just kind of weird until we figured it out. Eventually, we did start fear kiting like the two giants and Frontier Mountains was pretty good the last time we did it. That was the last time we did the mage Shadow Knight was there, and that was really good. Once we figured it out, it was working, but there was a little bit of clunkiness, like the giant fort and a couple of giant forts, basically. Giant fort and Great Divide, giant fort and Burning Woods were kind of weird and clunky. But we did do Skyfire and we did do the Frontier Mountain Giants, and it was going well once we did it a certain way, like the way I'm able to do it, which is fear kiting. So same thing with this wizard and necro, kind of. All right, let's about to put it on 1x here. As soon as we get to the Warrens, these guards kind of like us now because we've been fighting in the Warrens so much. You get faction for the Paniel guards and the erudite guards, so or something like that. You get faction for both. Whatever. Actually, technically, you get faction for the warrior guild. Well, you know what I mean. You get some sort of faction for Erudin, and you get some sort of faction for Paniel. That's pretty cool. Let's put on 1x now. This is a lot of footage, y'all. I got like 2 hours and 45 minutes. We played for almost 3 hours this day. But what we're going to do is go straight to the trainer jailer, but we're going to go there a slightly different way, which is going to pass through the pit fighter room instead of going. The last time we kind of went through the jail. So we go through the jail last time. This time we're going to go through the pit fighter room, which is a good, appropriate. Like the pit fighters are good. They're like blue and white and stuff like that. The other way is kind of a little more green. So this time we're going to go like a more appropriate way. That's what I'm thinking. If you're level 15, you're going to the Warrens. I'm thinking you head towards the pit fighters, which takes you towards the trainer, which you go to the jailer. So that's pit fighters, trainer, jailer. Pit fighters, trainer, jailer. Pit fighters, trainers, jailer. That's the best spot to be when you're level 15, 16, 14, around there. And then later on in this video, we try the Prince, which is what Kokua recommended. And yeah, get ready for that. It was exciting, and that's probably what we're going to do this upcoming weekend. If I play this upcoming weekend, I have a chatathon this Saturday. If it doesn't go well, I kind of get in my feels, and I might just take a whole day off. But in other news, okay, so we're going to go right, and we're just going to keep going until something attacks this pet, pretty much. We're not trying to fight everything this time. We're not exploring the dungeon. We're going exactly, we know exactly where we're going, and we're going to go there. Then we're going to explore a little bit, because there is a whole different room we haven't seen yet. But, until we get to that room, you guys have seen all this already if you've been watching. We're going to go through this door right here. So through this door right here is the jail. And if I didn't go through the door and you keep going, it's towards the kitchen if you take a right. And it's towards the Prince if you keep going straight. So this way is towards the jail. If you go left here, if you go the way I'm going, it's towards the pit fighters. So we're going to go towards the pit fighters this time. Last time we went left, went to the jail. This time we're going towards the pit fighters. So first thing that attacked us was this lesser shaman, so we're fighting it. Whacking it with my stick. Ooh, his pet's bigger now. I think he's level 16 on this one. So he's 16 and I'm 15. He's got his 16 spells. That's what we were trading at the beginning of the video here. We were trading his 16 spells to his necromancer from his druid. So he's got level 16 spells now. I think that means feign death, right? I think he does have feign death. So we're gonna go to the right. This is the pit fighter room. That's what I call it anyway. There's pit fighters in here, so it's the pit fighter room. And the pit fighters are pretty good for this level. Alright, we got a lesser shaman, so we're gonna fight that. Get the pet on it, start whacking it. It's green. Just trying to clear them out. But yeah, in this video today, let's talk about the little spat we had, the little argument. It's probably what I'm going to title it. Just try to get some more eyes on this freaking thing. I'm thinking about playing QUARM, y'all. Somebody mentioned it in the comments again, and I think I'm kidding myself when I keep asking y'all what I should do, what character I should play, what class I should play, where you want to see me go on P99. You know, the consensus isn't a certain class or dungeon or area. The thing I actually hear the most is play Project QUARM. And even Classic EverQuest told me, you know, when you put QUARM in your titles, you get more views. I was like, yeah, but I think it's the hero's journey, actually, like me talking about the hero's journey. But I think he's probably right. I think he's right. You know, I love P99, and I'd rather just play P99 and only P99, but I kind of got to do what I got to do. Having a bad month, and apparently got like one more month to try things before I have to, like, something has to change type of stuff. But the answer is going to be probably a little bit of QUARM sometime in February. So I'm going to say 90-something% chance, as long as I'm able to run it on my computer and all that, which shouldn't be a problem. 90-something% chance I at least put out one QUARM video in February, at least. So if you want to see Sinnycool try Project QUARM, tell a friend, stay tuned. It's probably coming soon. All right, we got a whole bunch that time, a couple kobolds and a pit fighter, but I think the two kobolds are green. So we just need to knock those down real quick and then deal with the pit fighter. That's what I'm doing. I'm whacking that kobold, trying to get him dead so we can focus on the bigger, badder pit fighter. Pit fighters are just warriors. I'm backing this kobold off. I'm going to root it. And then I'm going to go help with the pit fighter. So, killed one. That's one way to crowd control. Then I root the other. It's another way to crowd control. And we kill the pit fighter. And time for the last kobold here. I like the kobold model. It's pretty cool. I was talking about my favorite models, like enemy models, in that Scarecrow video. Because I really like the Scarecrow model. Shout out to Keldravna? Keldravna. Getting a lot of messages in P99. I love that I'm the P99 guy and I get so many messages in the game, and and stuff. It's just like the views are down right now, y'all, and I gotta try something before. I gotta give something a try before, you know, or the end here. One last shot in the dark. One last Hail Mary in February, I guess. If you guys want to come to the chatathon on Saturday and support to keep the channel going, that'd be the best place to do it. But I'm gonna be playing Gems of War for hopefully a few hours. But if you want to come in and drop a little bit for P99 or QUARM or whatever, that would help, because it's really to keep the whole channel going, not just Gems of War. It's just I play Gems of War because that's the best chance of having the best chatathon right now. I'm also thinking about streaming. That was the other idea, but you know, as I try to figure this thing out, I thought it was like starting new characters. You guys like to see alts, which I think works a little bit. Then I'm thinking maybe a live stream. Start live streaming. That's something different. I could do that once a week, maybe. And then as I keep thinking about it, spitballing and mulling it over, eventually I come to the conclusion that maybe I should try QUARM. Maybe I should freaking try QUARM. Maybe a QUARM video once a week or something. And then who knows what happens from there. But I did that with Gems of War. I played a similar game called Puzzle Quest. So I've attempted it before with Gems of War, so why not attempt it with P99 with EverQuest? I like to play a very similar game that other people are playing that are watching this. Like you guys, some of y'all that are watching this play QUARM. You know, when I was doing the Gems of War thing, playing Puzzle Quest, some people that were playing Gems of War were also playing Puzzle Quest. So we'll try that move on here. When I did the thing on Gems of War with Puzzle Quest, it got me a bunch of subscribers, but not really like any more support or views. So hopefully it's not just the same thing with QUARM. I at least need some views and subscribers if it's not going to have any support. I need a brawl, y'all. I need some support. My knockers are, the cup spilleth over, and I'm getting indecent exposure charges, and I'm going to go to prison if y'all don't give me some support for these knockers. I'm going to kill this rabid kobold just to clear this pit fighter room out, and I hit it so hard that it got stupid and just ran straight towards its friends. There, finish it off. Alright, so we're in the pit fighter room. We're kind of taking care of, like, stuff, stragglers, fierce kobold, a rabid kobold, some greens. And my idea, okay, so the trainer room is up ahead and to the left. So right there, you see it. I'm getting really close to it. It's to the left there. Straight ahead, we got a sentinel, and then if you keep going past the trainer room and to the left, you start heading towards the jailer. So I'm trying to sit in that corner where that sentinel is, basically. That's where I want to camp. That's where I want us to pull to. That's where I want to sit, is right there where that sentinel's standing. Because then we can go get the jailer, can do the trainer, and we can do the pit fighters all at the same time. Which for level 15 is pretty good. Once Belphegor hits 16, which I think he is 16 here. We did this like last time, and it was doing good. So I thought it would be good for this session too, which it did turn out to be good, but stuff was starting to green a little bit for Belphegor. So there's like it's one of those situations where this is probably still the best camp for level 16, even though some of it's starting to green. Because if you head to the next camp, which is the Prince is like level 18, so he's yellow or red to a level 16. And I mean, you could probably do like right outside the Prince and not do the Prince. The Prince is a Shadow Knight. He harm touches. He's at least a level or two above you. So you kind of have to hang out by the trainer. As far as I know, you guys, if you know more about the warrants than me, let me know. By all means, let me know. There might be like a little spot that's not a POI. That's good. Like we might be able to go back to right before the diseased room now, and like the place where we had to gate out. That might be a good spot, and just not go into the diseased room where there's like the big frog that's level 20 something. Maybe we just hang out right outside of the diseased room. That might be a good spot. Like I said, the kitchen, just killing those two would be good for a solo. But the trainer and the jailer is what I'm thinking for this level. The Prince, if we had a group, if we had like a trio or a group, like the Prince would definitely be the spot. But for like a duo or a solo, I don't know that you could handle that. You got to get harm touched. The stuff like he has, you'll see, because we try the prince. Part 2 of this, or part 4, or whatever you want to call it, is going to be the prince. Spoiler alert. Yeah, I said, hey, let's clear this room out again before moving forward. That just so we have more of a, like, we get ahead of it a little bit. We didn't know kind of what to. It's the first time we've been to this room. I just feel like you clear it out, and then as it pops, you kill it, you clear it out again, and you kind of have a better footing. Just how it feels to me, anyway. So I feel like we should clear this room out again. Like, kill everything as it pops, and then we'll move forward. I feel like if you move forward too quickly, sometimes the stuff in this room could spawn behind us and like start adding on to the stuff we're trying to fight, which the trainer room has a bunch in there, and we don't want to be like, we don't want to get like a giant trainer pool and then have stuff popping right behind us in the pit fighter room. So I figure we'll clear out this room again. Got a kobold pit fighter here. He's probably blue. I wish I would con stuff more. Decided to take a seat. And a fierce kobold hits me. But that's fine. I'll just crowd control it. Or kill it. I'm going to root it. Bang, got it. Pet's on the pit fighter, so we might as well kill that. It's already halfway dead. Shock of lightning. Bang. 81 damage. You know, at level 16, I ding 16 on one of these. Might not be this one. It could be the next one. But, I get my next DD does like 117 starting out. That's pretty cool to see. Like, Wizard's doing the most direct damage out of anything. I was like looking at his spells just to compare. Like at level 16, I think he does like 50 damage, and I'm going to end up doing like 117. Just because that's, I mean, what else you play a Wizard for? You gotta, if your direct damage doesn't do more than other people, then what's the point? Other than like teleporting or evacuating, or what's the point of playing a Wizard if your direct damage spell doesn't just outclass everybody else's? And you can just lay down some damage, bang, eliminate something from the earth. But yeah, I wanted to talk about that. Announce that I'm probably playing QUARM in February. It's just like finally realized. It takes me a long time. You guys tell me to do something, tell me to do something, tell me to do something, tell me to do something. It's just the way it is, man. I like to do what I'm doing, and I don't like change. And I play games for a long time. I don't like. It's back from when I was a kid, I guess. We didn't have like a lot of money, and at least at first. And you know, you get a game, and you got to play that game. And it's not like you get a new game every week. You play the game over and 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 over. You find new ways to play it. You beat it. You do a challenge run. You do speed runs. Oh, no, it's just my thing. That's just like how I play games. I get the most out of them. I try not to spend too much money on games. I like find a game I like, and then I play the crap out of it, and then I play it again, and then I speed run it, and then I challenge run it, and then I don't know. I'm not like all wishy-washy playing different games every day. I find a game I like, and I play the crap out of it. Like Dark Souls, like Elden Ring, like EverQuest, like WoW, like Diablo. I find a game I like, and I play the crap out of it. But, you know, QUARM is pretty much the same game. But just wait and see, y'all. Wait till I play QUARM. You just wait and see. You're going to get what you want. You're going to get what you want. I'll tell you what, you're going to get what you want. I'm going to play the crap out of it. I'm going to still play P99, though. Don't worry. If anybody out there. I'm probably trying to figure out, like, what the balance is going to be. I feel like I'm going to get on QUARM, and I'm going to want to, like, try to level to 60 in 3 weeks. Just to be a sarcastic jerk. And so I might play it pretty heavy at first, but then it'll balance back out. So, you know, I'll probably still do P99 at least once a week, like a duo sesh with Trey. And then maybe every other day of the week I'm playing QUARM and recording that. And maybe I put out more than one video a week. Maybe I start at the beginning of February. Who knows? Whenever I get that wild hair to try to figure out how to get on Quarm, that's when it will happen probably. Today would have been great. I should have done it today because Thursdays are maybe next Thursday would be the best day. So maybe look out for that. If you don't know what Quarm is, it's like a similar server to this. It's an emulator. It just has more quality of life, basically. It's the nicest way of saying it. If P99 didn't exist, I would be playing Project QUARM. And I think it's the next best thing. So a lot of y'all are playing it. So the comment I got, I forget who said it, but they're like, "Why don't you play Project QUARM already? Like you're farting around in the Gina on a level 60 necromancer." And they're saying it like, "Oh, this level 60 sucks, so he's going around Gina." And that's just like how I like to play, though. I'm doing it I like to explore every nook and cranny of a dungeon. I like to see what you can do in there and what you can get, and to see all the named NPCs and stuff like that. I'm playing for like nostalgic reasons, and I want to record certain things and like see everything and all that. I'm not going into Najina because I can't go somewhere else. That's dumb. Like I could go to the Hole, I could go to Karnor's Castle, I could go to City of Mist, I could go to freaking Geo's probably. I could do anything with my necromancer pretty much. I just choose not to because first of all, I don't have a lot of time. So I kind of just do what I can do for a video, and whatever seems interesting to me that's nearby, I kind of do it. And I like exploring. I'm kind of an explorer. I'm less of like ooh, I gotta show off and do something crazy. I'm more of like just nostalgia guy. Let's go back and look through this. I never got to see the Warrens. I played the game back in the day, vanilla classic, and then Kunark, and I didn't even really get to see Valius. So this came out later on, so I'm going back to see it. The Warrens here. And then Agena, I don't know, I was just nearby and I felt like running through it again. And Soleil is nearby. I'm gonna run through that too, so it's just like worked out. It gives me something to do to break up the wizard content. Can take the necromancer through Najina. The necromancer was in the tunnel trying to get that shroud of death. That's kind of near where he usually goes to sell and bank and stuff. I just go home. I go to Nariak. So I'm over there already. Like, oh, Najina's right here. I haven't gone back through Najina on my level 60. It's been 5 years since I went through Najina with Badger back in the day. So I said, oh, I got to do Soul A anyway. I kind of want to take my Necro into Soul B. I kind of want to go to the temple over there, maybe get Tinkerer's bag or whatever. Maybe, who knows? If I can, I don't know. I want to check it out. I've never been there before. So I'm like, I'll just run through Najina right now, and then we'll do Soul A next, and then maybe Soul B on the Necro, and then we'll go to the temple, and we'll just do everything in this little area while I'm over here, type of thing, and just to break up the wizard content. That way we're not having wizard 3 times a week. Instead, we can have wizard like twice a week, and then have something else in between to break it up. So that's why I went through Najina. It wasn't because I had to, because I couldn't do something else, or I'm so bored that I'm going back through Najina. No, I was fun. I killed Najina, Rathel, and Drelsna. And then I made a little route out of it. I was killing all 3 of them, like quickly, back to back to back, and then setting a timer, and then killing all 3 again. I made some plat too. I made a little bit. It wasn't that amazing, but I made some plat off those hollow bone bracers. They sold for like 46, 47 plat each. I got a FBR after first. You watched that video. It's already out, so I'm not really spoiling anything. We just pulled the trainer room, which is kind of the hardest part, and I'm just blabbing about other stuff. So training kobolds. What ended up happening, the way to pull this room, there's like a fierce kobold or a pather that kind of runs by the room, and if it sees you at the right time, it kind of pulls half the room with it. Like this howler or a fierce kobold or something runs by the room. I feel like that's how it kept working for us. We didn't like go in the room and pull the room. Like some pather would come it would see us like as it was running by that door. Like right here, see that fierce kobold? If you like attack it right by the entrance to the training room, or it sees you when it's near the entrance to the training room, then it pulls like half the room with it. And that fierce kobold's green, so it's easy to kill, and it pulls out just like 2 or 3 of them. So that's how we were doing it. If you want to try this, I don't even know if we did that on purpose, honestly. We already pulled half the room, so probably nothing's going to come with that one. But if a pather is going by the trainer room and it sees you while it's near the entrance, or you hit it while it's near the entrance, it will pull like 2 or 3 out of there. There's like probably 6 in there, 5 or 6. So you get like half of them if you do it that way, instead of having to like go in there and root something and then getting more than half and then pathers. You get the pather and then like half of them, which I felt, and then half the room's clear, you can go pull the other half. So that's what we're going to do now. Well, we're just trying this spot out. I thought it'd be nice just because nearby, there's 3 rooms nearby that are good for this level. Pit fighter, trainer, jailer. You can kind of see them all. Pit fighters are this way. The trainer's straight ahead, and the jailer's like around this corner. So they're all very close too. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. You just keep pulling. That's why I'm in this corner, because it's like the middle of everything. A little bit closer to the jailer. Like if you were in the pit fighter room, you'd have to run by the trainer room to get to the jailer. If you were in the training room, that might be all right, but then you got to keep a timer for when they're popping on you. If you're in the jailer room, you'd have to go through all this other crap around. So I felt like this was like right in the middle, and there really wasn't too much. There's a dude pops right here where we're sitting, and then there's a pather or 2. If we're in the training room, there's like 6 in there. If we're in the pit fighter room, there's like 6 in there. If we're in the jailer room, that might be okay, but kind of more in the action here. Okay, so if I root this one, then the trainer will come, but that one will be controlled. So here comes trainer Daxgar for the first time. This is one of those camps that there's really no loot. It's more just all experience. Sometimes the bees like that. You just get the experience. We were getting keys. So there's another quest in here. There's the kobold molars. And then there's like these bronze shackle keys. The molars aren't great. They definitely don't give too much experience. You get ring mail. I feel like each time I turned in, like we would do a whole session. I would sell. I'd have to give him some of the stuff to hold to sell, because I'd have so many molars on me. So it ended up being almost all my inventory is full of molars. Probably 75% of my inventory is molars. And then I had to like, he has to hold a lot of the weapons, and then I'll hold some weapons. And then we go sell. He gives me all the weapons. I sell them. We split that. I forget how much it usually is. Probably like 20 plat, 25 plat, something like that. I forget. And then I go to Aruden, and it's like the Paladin Cleric Guild area, I think. You come in. It's one of the first buildings on the right. The temple. It's like the temple. It's not the library right in the middle. It's like to the right. It's like the temple. You go in there, and then you go out to a little courtyard, and there's, I forget his name. All right, the dude's popping right on top of us. That's it's an archer this time. Just green, I think. Died really fast. But you get the molars to him just like you would kobold fangs or whatever. Null fangs. You can do 1 at a time, or you can do 4 at a time. And you have like a 25% chance to get ring mail. So every 4 molars you turn in, you'll get like 1 piece of ring mail. So I would end up getting 5 or 6 pieces of ring mail. And then I would go sell them. And I would probably get like 20 platish. So you can make between 20 or 30 plat doing that. So it's more than so we make like 50 plat just off the regular loot, and then the molars end up giving us another 20 or 30 plat. So sitting here and doing an entire 2-3 hour session, we're making like 80 plat that we got to split. So 40 or 50 plat each. Nothing too crazy, but we're level 15. We're not level 25 or something. So you got to remember, We're just out of our single digis, kinda. Alright, we're trying to pull the jailer now, so starting to pull towards that. It's my idea for this camp is pit fighter room, trainer, jailer. Pit fighter room, trainer, jailer. We're not going in that room at all with that lesser shaman that you can see right there. There's the jailer. Decided to come join us. So the jailer's in a room all by himself. And then there's like a kobold right outside of his room, that sentinel. And then there's two standing right here. And then there's like a pather every once in a while, but that's it. So over this way, it's pretty much just the jailer. Not too much other stuff. You needed more, there's definitely more. You could go straight ahead right there. You could pull the pit fighters more often than we were. Yeah, the thing is, like, once you get to 16, stuff does start greening, but the jailer won't green, the trainer won't green, the pit fighters, I think that might have been, like, the trainer, not the trainer himself, but the trainees, the training kobolds, at first were blue, and then when he turned 16, I think they started greening. But, like, the pit fighters were still blue, the trainer was still blue, the jailer was still blue, some of this other stuff was still blue, but it did start to green once he hit 16. For me, though, like, all the pit fighters were blue or even or whatever. The trainer, the jailer, the training kobolds were all... Sometimes the howlers were still blue. So I had, like... For me, at 15, like, 85% of it was blue or better. For him, at 16, it's probably more like 70%, I'm guessing. At least 50%. 50 to 75% blue or better. I don't think there's anything better. It's probably just blue, but you know what I mean. So we're getting these bronze shackle keys off the jailer. You can turn those in at the jail to the erudite, the male erudite. You just go to the jail, you go in the jail cell, you give them the key, and you just get experience. You don't even get any faction. It's stupid. And the experience is like nothing. So I don't know, like, what's the point of these quests that give you like freaking nothing? Like, what's the point? You guys ever, like, you know, with EverQuest, you would think there'd be more quests. You know what? They should call this game World of Warcraft, and they should call World of Warcraft EverQuest. They got the names mixed up, didn't they? Because in World of Warcraft, that's all you freaking do is quest the whole time, and you get so much experience from questing. If you're not on a quest in World of Warcraft, you're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, you should be on a quest at all times in World of Warcraft, if I remember correctly. And it was so easy. Like, they had the freaking exclamation point above their head and the question mark above their head, and it was so easy. And then, like, the map told you exactly where to go and what to kill and everything. It was so easy. If you're not on a quest in World of Warcraft, like, what are you doing? Like, how? Like, how are you not? You probably have a quest, and even if you didn't try to get a quest in that game. But then in EverQuest, you have to, like, freaking try your hardest just to be on a quest, to do a quest that's worth doing, or to do a quest at all. It's so hard. It should say NeverQuest. Instead of EverQuest, it should be called NeverQuest. Because you have to, like, go out of your freaking way to find a good quest in this game. Like the Gnoll Fangs, the Bone Chips, the Crush Bone Belts, the Bandit Sashes, the Kobold Molars, the Male Quest, and Kelethin / Felwith or whatever. There's definitely quests, but then, okay, let's say there's 100 quests. Just a random 100. And listen, there's not only 100, but let's just say, okay, 100 of the EverQuest quests. Out of 100 random EverQuest quests, I bet you like 10 of them are decent. And then 20 of them are broken. And then 70 of them are useless. Like, well, that's crazy to me. You think EverQuest would have, like, not that I, like, am a questing type of dude, but you think there'd be more quests and it would be easier to do a quest. Not easier as in to complete it, but easier to, like, get on a quest and be doing it. Like, the Kobold Molars kind of suck. And the Bronze Shackle Keys are ass. They're horrible. There's, like, no reason. Why? What's the point? Unless there's some larger quest involved with it that I don't know about. Sometimes that's the case. It's really weird the way this game does quests. they're either like nothing burgers that you get nothing out of, or they're really super hard and you got to have a raid group to do it. There's no in between. Like, they're missing all the in betweens. And then when you find an in between every once in a while, like, null fangs are like the best. But it's like, go collect null fangs, bring them back, turn them in. I guess you do get the moonstone. You go turn that in, you get the stout, you sell it. It's kind of a little bit more, but it's not like a multi-step quest. You go to Blackbird, you kill gnolls, you get null fangs, you turn them in. You go kill skeletons, get bone chips, turn them in. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? It's like a thing. EverQuest should be called NeverQuest. Ooh, looks like Trey got a bunch of training kobolds on him. Maybe that kobold protector was running by. Every once in a while, he'd pull a little group of kobolds all of a sudden, which was cool because we could always handle it. I'm a more like slow and methodical dude. Every once in a while, he'll go pull a big pack, which is fun because it makes it exciting. As long as he can handle it, I'm down. I like getting into dangerous fights every once in a while, or at least slightly more dangerous than what we're doing. Neither one of us love dying, so as long as we don't die, I'm down. I like to get as close to death as possible without dying, and you have to like play good to make sure you don't die or get lucky. That's my favorite times in this game. But I'm also most of the time avoiding that. Try to just, because it's easy to get into that situation. You can do that whenever you want. You just go run through a dungeon, you can get into that situation right away. But what else did I want to talk about? I might be playing QUARM. I finally come to the realization that that's what y'all have been asking for real. It's not a certain race or class or dungeon or stream or pre-recorded or... I've been dancing around it for too long now. Y'all want me to try QUARM, so I'm going to do it. In February at some point. It might be February 28th, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt it. I'm going to attempt to play QUARM in February. How about that? Just in time for Monsters and Memories to come out. Sinnycool's going to start playing QUARM probably, because that's the way I am. I'll know when Monsters and Memories is coming out, by the way. I heard it was delayed a little bit. There's that, and then... What else have I been doing on this game? I've been playing my Shadow Knight. I've been killing that Kelethan guard. The 6-minute one. And did you know he also drops jewels? Nobody do it. That's mine right now. Let me do it, please. I don't do it all day and all night. I jump on, I kill him like 10 times, and then I jump off. So by all means, if it's 3 a.m. in the morning and you want to do that guard from 3 a.m. to 8 a.m., like, go for it. But nobody knows about that guard except for me and Gucknut, I swear. And, he drops 2 pieces of fine steel every single time, which usually turns out to be more than the longsword. Like, the longsword's worth, like, 11 plat. And I think sometimes the 2 pieces of fine steel are worth more than 11 plat. Like, occasionally you'll get, like, a 2-handed sword or something that's worth, like, 6 or 7 plat, and then you'll get another one that's worth, like, 5 or 6 plat, and now you're getting more than 11 plat, basically, 12 or 13 plat. But sometimes you'll get, like, a dagger and a whatever, and you're only getting like 10 plat or 9 plat. So kind of evens out to be about the same as killing a guard with the longsword. But occasionally, like once in every 5 kills maybe, around there, might be once in every like 6 or 7 kills, but we'll say once in every like 5 kills, he dropped a black pearl, he dropped a flawless aquamarine or something. I've probably like, he got a peridot one time. And he drops some jewels sometimes, too. So, shout out to Canaris. So came to the realization that I'm gonna play QUARM. Oh, have you guys seen that video out there? Here comes the Howler. Sometimes that's the guy that's gonna pull the training room. Like if he's running by, That's the way it was happening, as far as I recall. The Howler's blue to me still. Sometimes I do con stuff. You guys seen that video? Have you guys seen that video? You know what I'm talking about? The one that the dude spent a month in a dead MMO. I'm sure you've seen it. It's got like 4 million views now. I forget what it was exactly called. Here, I'll find out because I got my TV. I just watched it like yesterday. Finally. Dude, it was popping up. I wish my videos would pop up as much as that video popped up in my feed before I watched it. Like, holy cow. I finally watched that video after seeing it in my feed for like months, over and over and over and over and over. Like, they gave that thing a million chances for me to watch it, and finally I watched it. How come that doesn't happen for me? But shout out to this dude. I eventually watched it. It was a good video. That's probably why they kept showing it to me, because they knew it was a good video. Let me go find it. Okay, here it is. It's called I Spent 30 Days in a Dead MMO, and it was amazing, in parentheses. It's by Bind. It's got 5.1 million views, okay? I've seen this thing. When did he put it out? Because I swear, I'll have to mute. I swear it's been in my feed for months. And I just kept refusing to watch it. And I finally watched it. I think it like auto-played, then I just watched it. Like, okay, fine. When did it come out? 7 months ago. So it's been in my feed for 6 months now. And I finally watched it. It's a perfect example of how I do things. Looks like Trey's pulling the pit fighter room. Look at all them chickens. Got a howler on me. Kind of just fighting it, I guess. I was really not expecting the pit fighter pull, honestly. You think because we just got buffed. That's probably why. That Canaris dude just buffed us, so he's got beer muscles right now. Turned out to be good, though. I'm glad he did it. Because I am too safe. I'm either too safe or I'm getting people killed. Just same thing as like EverQuest. It's either a really good quest or it's a really crappy quest, or you got a raid. I'm either being super safe or I'm getting people killed. I'm nowhere in the middle. This was right on the edge. This is a really cool fight. Like, he is kicking major ass, but it's nice that I can like throw a giant direct damage every once in a while. It feels like I'm doing something, like I'm shortening the fight. I only have 20% mana, so let's let him finish that off while I'm sitting. It's a lot of stuff to loot, though. So that's the idea right there. He killed the pit fighter room, killed the trainer room, killed the jailer room. That's the idea. We finally did it. But anyway, back to this. I spent 30 days in a dead MMO, and it was amazing. By Bind with 5 million views 7 months ago. So it's about a game called Dark Ages. It came out around the same time as EverQuest. I think it said 1999. It's kind of more like a RuneScape-y type of deal, Maple Story or RuneScape-y type of thing. It's not like a 3D, kind of is, but isn't. You know what I mean? Like, you're tiny, like the graphics aren't. But I don't really care. I never cared. If you guys ever played like Phantom Brave or even like Final Fantasy Tactics, it kind of looks like that, kinda, but mixed with EverQuest or RuneScape or something. But he played it. He got on. It costs money, so that's the problem. It costs like $6 a month or something like that, and it was dead. So he gets on. He pays the $6. He gets on the game, and there's like nobody. You know, there's nobody there. Nobody plays it anymore. There's like a handful of people on every day. You know, like 10. And So he pays the money, he's going to play it for 30 days and just see is it good or not. And eventually he finds out that it's a good game. And there is still like a couple of people on there that kind of go on and just talk to people. They're max level. They just kind of hang out and talk in the world. And he eventually like revives the game kind of. Like he plays it, he goes in, he like meets a person, the person helps him level, and that person introduces him to another person who's like a ranger in the game, which is pretty much like a guide. And then that leads to like meeting a master ranger who's like in contact with the developers kind of. And then his video starts getting like a bunch of views and like a bunch of attention, and then more people start playing the game again. And then like the game all of a sudden has a bunch of players, like more than it used to anyway. Like instead of 10 people on, there's like 100 people on, and like new people coming back and stuff like that, and like old people coming back. And then like he eventually the developers catch wind of everything, and they do like a quality of life update, and like I don't know, eventually like there's 1,000 people on. And I don't know, he makes a follow-up video after that has like 1 million views now. 1.2 million 5 months ago. So I don't know, it was interesting. You guys might like it. Dark Ages, the video's called if you haven't seen it yet, you probably already have. I'm probably way behind, but I spent 30 days in a dead MMO and it was amazing. By bind, B-I-N-D, like you're gonna bind, or you're gonna bind wound. Spelled the same. What if we play that game, y'all? Now that was my thought. Like, what if I play Dark Ages and record it? That's what I'll end up doing instead of Quarm, like an idiot. Obviously, I should play Quarm and then play Monsters and Memories, but what if I also play Dark Ages? It just sucks it costs money. But it'd be funny just to have another content creator out there. Because this dude just played it. He's not like continuing to play it and make content for it. He just made 2 videos on it, and he played it for like a month or 2. But he totally revived the game by doing that. Probably dumb for me to do that, but you know, just an idea. If nothing else, you guys haven't seen that video, you should go check it out. Thought it was cool. We got the trainer again. Remember, the trainer and the jailer really don't drop anything. The stupid keys that the jailer drops are like, we tried turning them in and they were like nothing. It didn't move the bar at all. It doesn't give faction. It doesn't give any rewards. Nothing. We tried it though. I think I tried on video here. All right, how far in are we? We're an hour in. All right, I'm going to do about 20 more minutes. That way we did about half of it. Thought I had something else to talk about. Oh yeah, let's get in our little argument. Wasn't a big deal. Like, in the last video, I was just talking about maybe soloing on the wizard instead of duoing sometimes. And Trey was poking fun and joking around with me about it. Like, oh, I heard you're gonna kick me to the curb. I'm like, nah, that's not what I mean, bro. And he's like, I heard you like pineapple on pizza, and you're gonna kick me to the curb. He's like, I didn't like hearing those things. But he was just messing with me. But I do end up like over explaining myself because like I don't want him to like even kind of feel like that. I have my most fun when I'm duoing, for real. Like when I'm like doing a dad camp, you know, it's cool, but it's more fun obviously to be in a duo and crawl through a dungeon I've never seen before, even that I have seen before, like Lower Guck, but I've never tried like Frenzy or Lord, and then we try it. This EverQuest is supposed to be a game where you group. You're not supposed to just solo, so it is more fun sometimes to do both. Like, I don't want to only solo and only do dad camps. So it's nice to, like, do solo half the time and duo the other half. I need to be getting into some more groups, but I don't know. You guys aren't clamoring for it, and I usually kind of go based on that. I am stubborn as hell, and I take forever to do things, but yeah, for now, the wizard is still in the Warrens, and we're going to try the prince probably this weekend. That, or we're going to go back and try the Geos in Awakening Lands on the Shadow Knight Cleric. As far as the wizard goes, though, he's still in the Warrens, so if you see wizard content, it's probably going to be the Warrens for a little bit. I think we should at least try the prince, and then we'll see from there. We might go somewhere else for a little bit and come back, or because we definitely got to get in our 20s before we try some other stuff in here. Maybe we look at Stonebrunt Mountains. Maybe we look at Kara Isle. Maybe we look at a Roots Crossing. There's some other stuff. Maybe we kill Paniel Guards. Who knows? Something around here, though, probably. Something different. But Wizard's kind of in the Warrens or somewhere near there right now. And probably not moving. He does get teleports sooner than I thought. Like, not at 16, but at like 20, I think he gets self-teleport. You can just start going to, like, Butcher Block and, or, you know, Great Fae and Commons and something else. So I'll be able to teleport soon, so I can get around a little better. I think you start getting group teleport, what, like late 20s, mid 20s, something like that. So super soon we get 16. I get my 16 spells, but I haven't used them yet. So we're gonna be getting our 16 spells soon. Be trying the Prince and the Warrens. Looking at all those other things possibly around here. Stonebrunt and Payneal and a Roots Crossing and Kara Isle, all that stuff around here. That's the wizard. The Shadow Knight is in Kelethan still, killing that guard. He's kind of just what I play when I like feel like firing up the game, and I just want to like dad camp something or just make a little bit of progress, get a little bit of plat and a little bit of experience at the same time. I kind of when I feel like playing, but I don't feel like recording, and I just want to have a little chill, make a little chill progress. I'll get on the Shadow Knight, kill a Kelethan guard. But the Shadow Knight can do stuff around there if I feel like making a video. Or we can go to the Awakening Lands and try Geos again, because we've already tried Geos before, but we kind of failed at it. It was too hard. So we did Targus. That was nice. I could do that again. Like I could solo Targus and then duo Geos. That could be a thing pretty soon. Also, I want to still try the Gnome Guards, the Inside Caldum Guards, the Felwith Guards. I still need to knock out all that stuff too, so we'll see. Maybe I'll do that stuff first and then go to Awakening Lands, but I don't know. Go back to Awakening Lands. The Necro. He's going to head to Sol A, I think, and look around in Sol A next. Exploring Sol A, dungeon crawling Sol A, see what we can come out of there with. You know how I do. I look at every inch, every nook and cranny. I kill every mob, and I try to see the names, and I see what I can come out of there with. You know, like in Nagina, we came out of there with an FBR, a Silver Tome with Black Runes. We came out with like 5 Hollow Bone Bracers. I got 2 or 3 Traveler packs that were upgrades to my backpacks because I keep giving all my good backpacks to my other characters. So that was cool. I actually came out of Nagina with upgrades. Like I can give the FBR to my wizard, and I got Traveler's packs that are kind of at least an upgrade for my bank slots, you know? At least. Those aren't amazing or anything, but it's better than a backpack. It's better than a handmade backpack. It's kind of the next best thing after those two. 20% giant. So Necro, Soleil, Wizard, the Warrens, Shadow Knight, Guards, Enchanter. Still don't know. I think a couple of y'all made a couple of suggestions for the Enchanter. He's over in Thurgoden. He's like, I need to just like teleport him somewhere else and just figure something out. I haven't looked into it, or I need to have another option though. I really want to try Geonids and Crystal Caverns again, I think. So that's why I'm kind of staying over there a little bit. So I'm thinking That'd be the play, the move. Maybe even do tentacle terrors and spiders until I get another level or two, and then do geonids. That way I can do the whole camp and hold it down. Because right now I can only do like 6 out of 8, which feels weird. That's some of the best plat in the game. I was looking on the forums, and somebody was asking about some camps they could do. People kept talking about especially he was like a wizard, so he's looking for stuff to like AoE down real quick. And supposedly the Geonids and Crystal Caverns, like even a level 60 wizard going in there and just gathering all 8 of them up and blasting them down is still really good plat per hour. Forget how much he said he made. It's like 600 an hour or something crazy. Earlier today, I was just killing that guard. Finished up in Najina. We're still poking around in the Warrens. I got my chatathon this Saturday. I had something else like I was gonna... Something else, y'all. Fuck. Let's look at some comments, I guess, because I don't really... You know, we're sitting in this corner. We're pulling fighters. Pit fighters, trainer, jailer. I'm getting full on loot here. Let's look at some comments here while we finish up this last little bit of the vid. Did we actually argue in the comments yet? Because that's going to have to be in this video so I can put it in the title. I said, one day I'll have evac, right? Pretty sure, huh? Instead of us both having to cast gate, I can cast evacuate, which hopefully is a little faster and more reliable, and just one of us is doing it instead of both of us having to succeed. All right, let's see if you got left any neat comments. It's always a nice little backup plan. Let's get our most recent video. EverQuest P99 Exploring Najina Part 2. Najina, Drelsna, Rathel, Dungeon Crawl, Level 60 Necromancer EQ. This is where that dude left that stupid comment. Not stupid, but... Sisyphus, aka Narn the Cebu. Shout out. Yeah, Sisyphus was sending me messages right before... Like, I was trying to get Najina to pop. I was, like, laying outside of her door, killing her every 19 minutes or whatever, her placeholder. Took like 2 or 3 placeholders before I actually got her. And Sisyphus was said good luck right before she spawned. I'm like, you just did it, bro. And then I kill her and I get the Black Tome of Silver Runes too, which I think is the rarer drop. Then I kill her again, I get the FBR. Then I kill her again, another FBR. But yeah, at the time I was trying to wrap that video up. I just wanted to see Najina before I got out of there. EQ Emulation was also like in that video with Sisyphus. He said, thank you for the shout out. As far as whips, split paw for those 1 stun procs. In Najina, the terrors drop the life tap proc ones. On the necro, can't get those back unless it's undead charm. So, yeah, I wasn't really like talking about getting them back. I was talking about like getting a whole backpack of them and then just, you know, hopefully doing a long set. You can hand them 2 life tap whips or 2 stun whips. And, you know you're going to lose them. You're not going to get them back, but you have a whole backpack full, so. Not exactly like, I'm probably never going to do that, and it's probably not a good strat or anything, but it's neat. Like, if you, for some reason, felt like sitting there in Najina and killing Drelsna over and over and over. She didn't even drop a whip for me, though, so you probably got the split paw, like, stun ones are probably better. I was just trying to think, like, maybe somebody out there, like you, for example, EQ, tell me about the split paw stun ones. I forgot about those. So it's kind of trying to drum up a little conversation as far as, like, what's some easy to get weapons for pets that I could get for my Shadow Knight to give to his pet to make that pet a little better. That pet is green. He's kind of just a little tickle monster, a little dot. So if I can make him slightly better with, like, some easy to get proccing weapons that I don't mind throwing into the abyss. Trey with the comment. Dan with the comment. Dan Molina, shout out. No Leroy, he's bilingual. It was Sleepy Kitty with the comment. prompted this QUARM business. He said P99 dead server. First of all, I don't agree. It has almost as many players as QUARM. So QUARM's a dead server then, if P99's a dead server. I know QUARM, like, technically has more players, but it's pretty close lately, y'all. You gotta give it to me. I'm not saying, like, yeah, agree with me that P99 has more players than QUARM. I'm just saying it's closer than ever right now. I think QUARM has jumped a little bit lately, but 2-3 months ago, okay, THJ shuts down. A month or two after that, we were like on level ground. P99 and QUARM had the same amount of players. And then for months it was like that, where it was very close. And I think just recently, maybe there's a little bit more people on QUARM than on P99. But calling P99 a dead server, you're just dissing yourself because you guys have like 100 more players than us. So I guess QUARM's a dead server. 60 Necro has nothing better to do other than mess around in dungeon 40 levels under you. Have you not seen the other 1,000 videos where I do other stuff? That's all I'm doing all the time? I just think it's neat. I like the nostalgia of it. I like to look around. I like to see the names. I like to see what I can do. There are no rent keys in there. You can't just pop in there whenever you want. Go look at Najina. You have to like put the work in and kill the PHs and actually get the keys and stay online and then go see her. It's not easy. I did Tower Frozen Shadow. I went all the way up to floor 7, killed Serena. I got nothing better to do though than go to Najina. You saw one video, 2 videos out of thousands, and now I have nothing better to do than go to Najina. You obviously just started watching or something. Try QUARM, dude. Way more people. Way more, dude. Way more. Way more, dude. You guys have like thousands more, right? I think whenever I look, you guys have like four more people than P99. You guys will have 804 and we'll have 800. But then there's some other like little thing people look at where you guys have like 100 more instead of 4 more. But whenever I look at it, you guys barely have more. You have like single digits more than us. So I don't know. Even if I combine blue and red and green together, which I'm not even doing, I'm just looking at only green. When I get on only green, there's like 800 people. And then I look at Project QUARM on the same. Like when I log into green, I can see how many's on QUARM. It's on the same little menu. So I see it every day when I log in. I'm not just like making shit up. I log into green, I see Project QUARM right above it. So I'm gonna see green. There's 800 people, and I look up at QUARM, 804. So I don't know what you're smoking or talking about. You're probably technically right that there's more people on QUARM, but not way more. 4 people's way more. Like, come on. So my response was, instead of playing, he said, I think he edited his comment because before he said, like, instead of playing P99, why don't you play QUARM? P99's a dead server, yada, yada, yada. Maybe not. So my response was, instead of playing QUARM, why don't you play WoW? Why don't you just play WoW? See how it feels? Both good games, but I'm playing what I'm playing, and I like the difficulty. I said, I'll try QUARM one day if you hang in there, and way more people. Isn't very many, by the way, if you're honest. Go look. Let's say that again. Ready? Instead of playing QUARM, why don't you just go play WoW? I think it's good advice, of course. Like, me to play QUARM is obviously good advice. I'm not saying it's not good advice, but that's how it literally lands when you say that. Like, if you're playing QUARM, how would you like it if somebody came up to you and said, hey, bud, why don't you go? You should play WoW. There's way more people. It's better. Go play WoW. And how do you feel about that, right? That's the same way it feels to me when somebody tells me to play QUARM. It feels like somebody telling a QUARM player to go play WoW. Not that I'm not trying to like diss anything. I'm gonna play QUARM. I like QUARM. I think it's just slightly more quality of life. I'm not dissing it. I'm just saying that's how it kind of feels to me right now. Is like you telling me to play QUARM would be like me telling a QUARM player, why don't you just go play WoW, bro? That's how it feels. They're both good games, but I like the difficulty on P99 right now. I literally feel like getting on QUARM and getting to level 60 in 3 weeks and making a video about it. Just to Just because, just to be sarcastic. And way more people. Try QUARM, dude. Way more people. I see reality every day when I'm logging in. I don't see way more people. Sometimes, yeah, you guys have like 50% more people. You'll have 1,000, we'll have 700, or we'll have 800, you'll have 1,200. But that's not always. Like, most of the time I'm seeing 600 and 600 and 800 and 800. That's like 90% of the time I'm logging in. It's very close. And y'all just have a little bit more. If you like peak out, if like your guys are having a holiday crazy event or peak hours, like maybe, but I wouldn't be like flexing too much or popping your collar too much about having way more players than P99 because it's pretty close. Just go look at, be honest with yourself and go look at it like more than once over a week and see if you agree that it's way more. Because I don't agree. I think there's a lot of people on both now that before there wasn't as many. Like once THJ shut down, I think they both got an influx of players, which I was kind of hoping for. So it's cool. And I'm probably going to wrap this one up pretty soon. I'm kind of trying to just hit right down the middle with this footage. Because in the next one, here's where we're arguing. You guys can read the comms. My duo. The comms with my duo. The chat. I said I kind of want to try Geos again one of these weekends now that I got a couple levels and the lance and cloak and everything. He said, I'm just picking on you. I heard all you said in the different contexts. Yeah, you gotta watch the whole video to get like the whole story. Definitely wasn't saying that I want to kick my duo to the curb. I definitely don't like pineapple on pizza, so that was what made it obvious that he was joking, because I never said I like pineapple on pizza. I might have said I want to try it one day at some point. In all the talking I've done in my life on YouTube, I might have said like I want to try it one day, but I definitely never have even tried it. I think I tried it like once and I didn't like it. But that was when I was like a kid. So I need to try it as an adult because you know how that goes. I would like spinach on pizza right now. I'd probably like broccoli on pizza. I probably like a lot of weird shit on pizza now, you know? But I haven't tried it because I usually just go with bacon, pepperoni, mushroom, onion, tomato, thin crust, or stuffed crust. So he was playing Delmar a little bit recently. I said, now we can call this vid arguing with my duo. And I will too. I need the freaking views. And it's technically true. Kind of. So now I can call it that. Now that it's been there, there we go. Let's see if we say anything else, and I'll probably just wrap this up. Now that my title is true, I can end the video. So this is part 3. Part 1, we look around for the first time. We end up outside the diseased room. We get ran off the block. We have to gate. Part 2, we go to the kitchen. We go to the jailer. We find the trainer for the first time. We do that. Part 3, we're actually setting up camp outside of the trainer, doing the pit fighters, trainers, and jailers. It ended up being a good camp. We dinged 16 and all that. I don't know if I dinged on this one or not, but I do eventually. And next time, we're going to be here for a little bit longer. But eventually we go turn those keys in to the prisoners to see like if they're any good or not, which I've already spoiled that they're not. And then we head towards the prince, which Kokua had recommended. And yeah, get ready for that one. Get ready for that one. Something happens that hasn't happened in a while. And yeah, it's nasty. Reminded me of the Lord room, almost. Getting blasted up into the rafters all of a sudden. I make a mistake that I'm not going to make again. And yeah, potential death coming in the next one. I'm not going to spoil it. But potentially a whole party wipe. But we could have been real close. Maybe we get out of there with the gate again? Maybe. I'm gonna leave it. You're gonna have to watch. You gotta watch next time. Do we get out of there with the gate like the first time? Barely get out of there with the gate? That's fun. Whether that, yeah. Does one of us die but not the other, and the other one gets out of there or finishes off the fight? Or do we have a complete duo wipe? A dude wipe? Is it a dude wipe next time? You'll have to tune in to find out. The Prince is a Shadow Knight, a yellow level 18 Shadow Knight, so you can probably already guess what kind of happens to cause that kind of chaos. I think I'll call it there, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, consider joining. It helps a lot. Tell your good about the channel, comment below. I'm really close to 16. We'll get that next time. Hit that freaking super thanks, y'all. I need it so bad right now. It's the end of end of January. We're having a terrible January. February is always horrible. If anybody can spare anything, I'd really appreciate it. It helps so much. Keep the channel going. If you want me to play QUARM, you know, it's getting bad, y'all. It's getting bad. I got a chatathon this Saturday. We got a few days left, but it is the 29th, and there's only 31 days in this freaking month, so getting dicey. And then February's 28 days, and it's always horrible throughout the whole history of the channel since I've been monetized. February's always horrible, like terrible, like 50% of normal. That's where we're at right now, too, though. If you combine January and February, that'd be a normal month for me, probably, at the moment. So please help. Come out of the woodworks. Show me what you're working with. And I'll see y'all next time. Sorry to even have to do that. I hope one day we don't even have to talk about it. So maybe once I start playing QUARM and Dark Ages and Monsters and Memories and start live streaming and, you know. But should be more, if nothing else, QUARM next month. Maybe a little more EverQuest next month since Gems of War's been slacking on me. But yeah. See you then. See you Sunday probably. We'll see, though. If not, every mother effing Wednesday. We got the jailer here. Where are we at? 124.30-ish? Alright, we'll pick up right here next time. Peace out.